Look, I've watched my fair share of horror, whether that be through movies, YouTube short films, or TikToks. Consuming as much horror content as I do, I thought this would be a fun video to make. You may be asking yourself, what video? I've picked out 3 of what I think are the scariest / most suspenseful YouTube short films, with the only rule being that they had to be under 10 minutes long. I set it up this way because generally short films can be anywhere from 30 seconds to 45 minutes, putting our runtime on the shorter end of the spectrum, which makes the film have to work harder to set up their scares, which is more interesting to me. But alright, enough rambling, let's go ahead and get to our first short film. A film made by Tim Egan. Egan? I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name, so sorry. This film puts you on edge. I mean, literally. The whole concept of this film is a woman slowly losing her grip of a curved concrete surface with a bottomless pit below her. No setup, no explanation, just immediate danger. Now, I wouldn't say this film is particularly scary, but what it lacks in fear factor, it more than makes up for with suspense and stressfulness, which is one of the main reasons it's on this list for me personally. I like suspenseful horror, and, well, this is definitely that. Our protagonist had me on edge, thinking she might plummet into the seemingly endless void at any time. Every movement, every tiny slip, every desperate attempt to escape felt like the abyss trying to lure her in. The film does a fantastic job at giving you that on the edge of your seat feel. Like, when I watched this, I tried to imagine being in her situation, and there's absolutely no way I'd survive that. I mean, look at that! And don't even get me started on the rain. To be honest, I'd see that first gray cloud, and I'd jump into the void myself. But, like I said earlier, it's not really scary in the traditional sense, but it's very, very tense. It puts you in the situation you can't really escape from, and then you kind of just sit there waiting with this uncomfy feeling, just wondering if her next move will be the one that sends her off the edge. Like I said for the rule of this video, this short film is just under 10 minutes long, and I mean just under 10 minutes long. But if the concept interests you, or you're into suspenseful horror like I am, I'd definitely recommend going and giving it a watch. I've linked the film in the description along with all the other short films I'll be talking about today. And speaking of the other short films, Mama Agnes is made by Alexander the Titan on YouTube. It's a very, very short horror film that is only 2 minutes and 44 seconds long. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. How is something this short gonna scare me? Well, you should probably go watch it first, since it's so short, and then come back here. But you can do whatever you want. But I'll explain why it scared me. The short runtime of this film, I think, really helps it, in my opinion. And the visuals, I wouldn't say are scary. And I would actually go as far to say that nothing scary was really even shown. But that's kind of why it works. The tension and suspense of the interactions between the characters is where this film, I think, shines. The mom character, you can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes. It's not really the mom. I know, spoiler, sorry. But the mom character acts pretty strange throughout the whole film, almost like something's trying to recreate human mannerisms.
Everything is fine.
And the almost robotic tone of the words spoken with the never blinking stare that the mother is giving the girl is what makes this interaction feel so uncanny and unsettling. The camera would linger for a little too long on the characters after saying their lines, which gave me an unnerving feeling while watching. Every time the girl was shown, the mother wasn't, creating a tense and suspenseful feeling, and the camera flipping back and forth I think was actually the best touch of this movie. It always kind of had me feeling a little nervous, especially since it lingered for so long. If something was going to jump out at me the next time, the camera flicks back to the mom or the girl. So, I thought that was a nice touch. And to be honest, it's so short, you should just go watch it, like I said. But if I had to nitpick something, it would be the bad acting.
Hey, sweetie. How's it going? Sorry I missed your call.
Which I don't really fault short films for because of obvious things like limited budget and normally what I would assume are just a couple friends making something just because they enjoy making films. But still, when it's in this kind of sense, when you're doing a somewhat review of the short films, I just think it has maybe its place in its criticisms, I guess. Besides that, though, I thought it was a really decent short film, especially for the time. Like, something under 3 minutes that actually did make me feel a little tense or weird, I think, deserves some credit, to be fair. So, yeah, take what you will. Take my opinion, don't take it. If you love it, you love it. If you hate it, you hate it. That's just kind of how I felt about it. And something else to mention, just kind of while we're talking about it, is they made a second one. Don't watch it. It's not good. But if you're looking for something not bad, you should watch. Now listen, I'm sure a ton of you have seen this before, but that doesn't make it any less terrifying. Portrait of God is a short film made by Dylan Clark. And in the research of this video, I watched, I think, all of his horror films, and this one is by far his best work. Portrait of God is genuinely one of my favorite horror short films I've ever seen. And with almost 8 million views and over 400,000 likes, I would say people tend to agree. When it comes to short films, I think it's near perfect, in my opinion. It's straight to the point, the horror is done very well, the creature design is, well, fuck that. The film has a dark and lonely atmosphere throughout that just pairs so well with the creature design in the storytelling. Speaking of the creature design, this has to be one of the best I've seen in these short films, and honestly in a ton of more modern films as well. This film also does one of my personal favorite things where it shows just enough of the creature to make you scared and kind of curious, but not enough to make you bored of seeing it. I mean, I know we've all seen the movies where it shows the creature a million times and then it's just, not as good. But the most you get to see of this thing is for a few seconds and it's blurred, and in the rest of the shots it's buried in the darkness, which makes it so much worse. The first time I watched this film, I genuinely thought something was wrong with my monitor when I saw the small white lights, and my stomach sank when I realized it was the god creature staring at me. And again, when she starts to lift the projector cloth and it just doesn't move and it just kind of stares at her, I thought about that for days, I can't even lie. Overall, I think it might be the best short film on YouTube, and if there's one bad thing I could say about it, it's that it's too short. But again, maybe that's why it's so good. And if you haven't seen it yet, I would definitely go check it out along with the rest of the films that I talked about in this video. They will all be linked in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched this far, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe if you would like. This video took me a while to kind of put together. I spent days researching and watching different horror short films and spent a couple days making the script or whatever. But yeah, I put a lot of effort into this video and I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this one. I would like to switch to this kind of content along with doing my gaming stuff every once in a while, but movie reviews and stuff like this is what I want to try to get into. So if you guys did like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment. What is your favorite horror short film on YouTube or just in general? And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Later.